I want to discuss some critiques of reflective practice. There are cultural and personal risks involved in reflective practice, according to Stephen Brookfield, and therefore not everyone may feel empowered by the process. Moreover, such thinking, such a reaction to reflective practice means that it becomes quite a time-consuming, quite a taxing activity, and therefore quite difficult to do. And what can result are quite bland and mechanical processes involved in thinking. Ash in 2002 agrees that teachers can choose not to reflect on their practice constructively and critically, preferring to fall back on preconceived understandings of how they and their pupils should conduct themselves in the classroom. A similar critique is offered by Bood and Walker. They say that reflective practice can also become like following a recipe. It's simply a checklist that people go through methodically without thinking. It therefore raises some ethical concerns. The teaching and application of reflective practice has generated these concerns over a period of time, and they continue to be discussed. These ethical concerns relate to issues of confidentiality, privacy, informed consent, and also in relation to the professional relationships that teachers have. Practitioners, therefore, who are engaging in reflective practice need to be aware of these concerns, need to be aware of the risks involved in the process of reflective practice. A further problem can be due to the way reflection takes place. It can lead to feelings of disapproval, self-disapproval and self-rejection because the process is so critical. Further, if an individual understands the word critical to mean negative, that can have very serious consequences long-term for the teacher. There are also professional concerns that are raised around the process of reflective practice. If reflective practice is done badly or ineffectively, this has a consequence in terms of what can be missed by the teacher, and the value of it therefore gets diminished. If reflective practice is applied in an uncritical way, then reflections can actually reinforce prejudices and preconceived ideas about teaching and learning and about practice. And this can actually lead to continuation of the way certain practices are used in the classroom. Reflective practice at the level of the individual practitioner means that organizations could actually remove themselves from the responsibility of professional development, moving it to the individual rather than the organization. Reflective teaching raises two main pedagogic concerns also. Are the teachers ready for this sort of developmental activity? Do they have developmental readiness? And also the extent to which forcing teachers to reflect may be counterproductive. Developmental readiness identifies the difference between the novice teacher and the experienced teacher. The novice teacher may not be ready to reflect critically. Developmental readiness therefore defines the distinction between the novice teacher and the expert who has practical mastery. If reflective practice is forced on the teacher, for example, as part of a course, this can actually affect the quality of the reflection, and especially where it may be linked to an appraisal process for teachers. Any sort of genuine and honest critical self-evaluation could actually be diminished. There are conceptual concerns about reflective practice. about how ideas can be transplanted from one place to another? Is there clarity in the understanding of what teaching and learning is and what reflective practice is as a process? It can be understood, therefore, in a multitude of different ways, and actually, therefore, the exercise of reflective practice can engage in different traditions and therefore is not uniform between teachers and between organizations. Some may see it as therefore a primarily personal or even confessional process that deconstructs socially situated action and therefore does not have broader implications for teachers. And when people talk about reflexivity or reflective practice or being a reflective practitioner, what exactly are they referring to? The term is actually too diverse and poorly defined.